Yes, sir. What's up, good people? It's your boy, the boy, Henry Heck, back at it again with another video. And today we're gonna be talking about StellarBlade because we've seen over the weekend the outrage, the outcries, the amount of people who are upset and signed a petition because StellarBlade has two outfits that has been altered. I didn't know about these outfits beforehand. I'm willing to bet a lot of these other people didn't either. They needed somebody else to show them. But at any rate, people are upset. It's like 40, 50, 60, 70,000 people whom have signed this because they want the decision to alter these outfits to be reverted. I find it to be peculiar, but hey, that's what kind of time they on. Me personally, I'm loving the game. Combat is great. I'm having a good time learning the parry system, pulling off combos, fighting the bosses, doing the side quests, finding the memos that let you know what's going on inside the world of Earth in this particular universe. You know what I mean? They're doing an awesome job, in my opinion, in the character development of Eve. I've heard some people say she don't have a personality, but they seem to think Taki, her commander, had more personality and was more likable. But when you see the interaction, it makes sense. These type of individuals grow up, eat, sleep, shower together, train together, they do all kind of stuff together. And when you're in that type of environment, like a team sports environment, you develop a close bond and relationship with those persons. So when in those interactions with her commander and the commander's interactions with her, you see a little bit more emotion than you see when she interacts with like random people in the world that she don't know, don't particularly care about, or have no relationship with. They're developing her as a character to get a closeness to the people of Earth, a place to which she's never even been to. You know. But that aside, I don't want to sit up here and just toot Stellar Blade home because I'm having a good time. There are people who aren't having a good time. In fact, they're making videos and full paragraph stating as to why they were lied to and misled and scammed and cheated. They about to sue, etc. because certain outfits were changed, and the way they put it, they say they were promised an uncensored game. Um, and to me, I think it's more to it than just it's a censored game, because there are outfits that are more revealing than the two outfits that were changed. So if it was just about censorship, in my opinion, I feel like they would have done a lot more to a lot more outfits. The outfits you get from collecting all the cans is pretty much lingerie, and that joint don't seem to be censored. The swimsuits don't seem to be censored. An individual brought up the fact that he liked to play near automata, and when he liked to climb the ladder, he liked to look up the skirt of 2B. If you want to do that in Stellar Blade, you can. If you're that type of individual, you know what I mean. I seen a video where you can indeed look up the skirt if it's your witch. If like I said, if you're on that type of time and you that genre of individual, that's your bag, you can do that. You know what I mean? So that's not even censored. So this person didn't even know what he was talking about. A lot of times people aren't necessarily mad. They just want to be a part of something. Especially in internet culture. You know, a lot of people who've not had the opportunity to be a part of something bigger than themselves, they'll see a movement coming up on the internet and then want to be a part of that movement. Because it's easy to just say something on the internet and participate in a petition because you don't really have to do nothing. You know what I mean? You just log on and say type some stuff. And then all of a sudden you're part of the movement. Especially in a situation where you have these gaming commentators who grift, like this a lot. This is another word is come up a lot over the last few months. Grifting. And when I see these people who go from controversy to controversy, like a game Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton, and that's pretty much all they do. In my opinion, that's a grift because they have nothing of actual value to offer gaming culture or gaming community. And then you have other individuals who feel like they're being acknowledged by an individual who got some notoriety, got some pull, got some attention with their name when You know, you get retweeted by a person who has 200,000 followers. Meanwhile, you got maybe 3 followers. You know, it kind of make you feel like somebody. So a lot of people are jumping on, in my opinion, to feel like they're part of a group, part of the cool kids club. Because you also have to look at the percentage of people who are signing the petition. How many of these people actually have a PS5 and can play this game? How many of these people are just PC guys? How many of these people are Xbox guys who are upset that the game that was originally supposed to be multi-plat is now just a PS5 console exclusive? Not to say that it's not people on the petition that actually do care about censorship. I'm pretty sure there's a couple thousand that are. There's a couple thousand people who have been against censorship across the board. Nintendo, PlayStation, wherever it occurs, because there are people like that too. Point out whenever something is censored. Like I played a game, Danganronpa, which was censored, where they changed the color of the blood to pink. I personally didn't give a fuck, but some people do give a fuck. You know, um, but when you look at it like that, kind of break it down to the people who are just weird and want to beat off to some, what I mean? They just want to put it on story difficulty, pan the camera around and pull the jerkins out. You know what I mean? I don't think it's really gonna have any pull. You have some people who think it will affect game sales. I don't necessarily think it's gonna affect game sales because what's in the group of people who signed a petition, like I said, how many are just Xbox guys? How many are PC guys? How many people who are putting on for the internet who signed a petition but still buy the game? Because earlier when it's popped up, it wasn't people boycotting the game. They was buying the game still and just like canceling PlayStation Plus or something like that was gonna do something. If you're gonna boycott something, boycott it wholeheartedly. Don't be a fence straddler, you know, trying to be half hot, half cold. You can't be used if you're half hot, you cold. You gotta make a decision. Either you're with it or you ain't. Still buying the game don't send a clear enough message that you got a problem with what you say you got a problem with. If I legitimately had a problem with the censorship, I wouldn't buy the game. You know what I'm saying? If it was that big a deal to me to pull up a petition, make videos myself, awkwardly talking, looking unkempt, maidenless. I seen one guy wrapped up in a towel like he was cosplaying as Eve's clitoris or something. Had a bottle on the top. Like, brother, you weird. You weird. People do not take you seriously. These are individuals who the world as a whole don't take seriously. Because they don't take themselves seriously. And you can tell by the way they talk, the way they look when they pop up on camera. You know what I mean? You trying to get your message across, you got to be serious. You got to be looking like somebody that people gonna take serious. And none of these individuals give off that type of vibe. They just don't. So I don't think it's gonna affect game sales. I see this game doing about 1.52 million. That's pretty much on par for the type of game that it is. Um, and it being an indie game, usually a Souls style game, I ain't gonna pull no numbers like that unless it's Elden Ring. You know what I mean? These games don't really do that crazy. Liza P did 1 million, Wukong did 1 million. I see Rise of Ronin doing more than that right now, but it's more so. I wouldn't necessarily classify it as like a Soul style game. You know what I mean? It's just made by those people. And by those people, I mean the developers that made like Neo and whatnot, not Asians. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just can't be bothered to be upset about something that I just didn't know. You know what I mean? A lot of people didn't know any of these outfits existed. It's not like they put a catalog up of the outfits and saying, day one, you're going to be able to play these outfits. And then the game came out and they went back on what they didn't do that. Well, we didn't know a lot of these outfits was in the game until people told us they were in the game, you know, let alone how they was going to look. And a lot of these guys not even going to be playing the game long enough to unlock the outfits anyway. Statistically, most people don't beat games. So statistically, even less people will be playing the game in New Game Plus with the outfits. You know what I mean? But I don't want to make this too much longer. That's all I got to say for right now in regards to this Stellar Blade censorship petition situation. And I will catch y'all in the next one.